Hello, my name's Rachel and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am giving you my 4-month update of my Vanguard versus Me challenge. And again, it has been a really interesting month. I am really pleased with the performance of these investments. So I'll cut to the chase and give you the exact figures, and then I'm going to break everything down for you a little bit more, just so you can get an idea of why I made these specific investments and get a little bit more information on them. So going straight into the figures, in 4 months, my Vanguard investments have made me 4.52%, which is really good. However, the investments that I made to go against the Vanguard investments have made 10.36% in the last 4 months. Now, I am really pleased with that. I would absolutely love it if these investments made 30% in a year, which is what we'd be looking at if we times it by 3 and came to the 12-month figure. I absolutely do not think it's that basic, but I am really pleased with the 10.36% increase in just 4 months. So let's break down exactly what Vanguard investments I had, and then also which investments I made to try and rival those Vanguard investments. Also, just to say, all of these figures include any fees taken out already. So the money that I'm talking to you about and the value of the investments that I have made, that I'm giving you today, has already had those fees deducted from it. Just because I often hear people saying that the Vanguard investments are the best because they have such low fees, and they are brilliant because they have such low fees and give you a lot of access to a lot of diversity, different markets. However, I just wanted to point out that the fees have been removed. So yes, the fees for my other 2 investments that I've made to rival Vanguard are slightly higher, but those fees have already been removed, just so you don't need to worry about that. So the investments that I made with Vanguard were the Vanguard Life Strategy 100%. I invested £250 in this and have made £12.27, which is a gain of 4.91% in 4 months, which is great. I made smaller investments in these Vanguard investments because it was just something I wanted to test out. And then the other 2 investments that I made to rival the Vanguard investments, I made larger amounts. So I invested almost £2,500 into each of the other 2 investments. So the other Vanguard investment that I made is the Vanguard Global Small Cap Index. So I invested £250 again in this. I bought this in my Barclays Smart Investor, just to say I didn't buy this on the Vanguard platform. It's now worth £260.33, which is an increase of £10.33 or a 4.13% increase, which is awesome. Now moving on to the investments that I made. First one is the Pacific Horizon Investment Trust. I invested £2,510.89 into this. It's now worth a whopping £2,692.56. So I've made £181.67 in the last 4 months, or 7.24%. So I think, well, that's absolutely amazing. Then going on to my other investment, that has gone up even more, almost double that actually. It's actually gone up 13.68% in 4 months. Now this is largely due to timing. I did buy this ETF in a little bit of a dip, and it's done very well coming out of that. I didn't try and buy the dip. I am not clever enough and don't have the investment understanding to be able to try and buy dips. So that investment is the Invesco Markets EQQQ Nasdaq 100 UCITS. I actually included this recently in a video that I will pop up here as one of the best ETFs to be buying. So I invested £2,365.70 into this. It's now sitting at a value of £2,689.35. So in just 4 months has made £323.65 or 13.68%, which is amazing, and I'm so pleased with that. So I'm really pleased with both of these investments. I'm really pleased with the Pacific Horizon Investment Trust because it has been a bit of a volatile few months. I actually have a video on the Pacific Horizon Investment Trust, which I will link up here if you want to check it out in a little bit more detail. A couple of people have said could you compare the performance of your investments to something that's a little bit more similar to it in the Vanguard portfolio, which I have done as well, so I'll give you those figures as well. So I just wanted to explain that the Vanguard investments that I made were investments that I actually wanted to make. I didn't just want to invest money just for the purpose of making a video. So that is why I've chosen those investments, and they're at the same risk level as the other two investments. But if you wanted to compare a more like for like, then you could have a look at comparing the Pacific Horizon Investment Trust, which, as I said, has gone up 7.24%, to the Vanguard Pacific excluding Japan stock index, which has actually gone down 2.98% in the last 4 months. So I'm pretty pleased, to be honest, that I didn't make that investment. And then if we wanted something to compare more directly with the Invesco markets, EQQQ Nasdaq 100 UCITS, then you could probably most likely compare it to the Vanguard S&P 500. There is no direct comparison at the moment on Vanguard UK. We don't have Nasdaq 100 comparison, so I can't compare it directly. But if I was to compare it to the S&P 500 VUSA, then that has gone up 5.33% in the last 4 months versus the Nasdaq 100, which has gone up 13.68%. So again, even if I'd chosen more kind of like-for-like investments, the investments that I personally did my research on and went away and chose to make are doing better at the moment. I am going to hold on to these investments into the future. I will be carrying on doing these updates. This could all change. I might have made some selections that aren't particularly good. They might be very volatile. They may drop in the next few months, and perhaps the kind of more passive investing route with Vanguard might actually do better. So I think it will be really, really interesting to see. So if you would like to see how these perform in the next few months, then please do subscribe to this channel, because I will be doing lots more of these kind of videos. At the moment, I have been doing these updates monthly. I don't know if that's too much for you or too little. Perhaps you want to see another one of these updates in a couple of months to see them grow or potentially drop, and see how it's doing then. Let me know in the comments down below the frequency of these videos, if you would like to see them monthly or every 2 months. Also, let me know if there's any other videos you would like to see, because I absolutely want to be making videos that you actually want to watch. If you'd like to see me talk about any other investments, then please do let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely try and make that video for you. Anyway, thank you so very much for watching. Have a really, really lovely day. Bye-bye.